Okay, this is my garden, my raised bed garden, and really a lot of testing goes on here. As you can see, I planted some grapevines, and for trellises and grapevines, I chose to use fencing wire because it's stronger, mm, easy to put up. It's just something that I like. So we come over here, and as you can see, this is actually, I'm working on my second season right now. So here we have pole beans. And then on the other side of the pole beans, I've started up some okra. And here we have yellow zucchini. And as you can see, I left some space next to it because today I'll plant my second harvest. This is actually my second round of golden zucchini, and then my third round will go right there. Whoop. Let's take a look at this gorgeous zucchini. You could see how big that is. Which zucchini you can eat. Any size. Ooh, big. We'll put that over there for dinner later. Okay, now in the ground over here, I decided to put my corn in the ground because I didn't really need to put it in a bed. And as you can see, it's growing just fine. This is actually popcorn. It's a special variety of corn that I'll use to make popcorn right off of the ears, the stuff that you spend a lot of money for. Because some people don't really want to have rows in their yard, or some people just don't really care. Now you can put the corn in a bed and it will do just fine, but it grows just fine this way too. Here I'm growing my third batch of cucumbers. I already have cucumbers down by the greenhouse. I started growing cucumbers really early. Cucumbers like a lot of heat, so anyhow, as you can see, I've put the trellis. What was here before were snap peas. Sugar snap peas, which now it's starting to get too hot for that, so I replaced that with cucumbers. And in the middle of this, I'm trying something different. Usually lettuce doesn't grow very well in the summer, so I'm doing a heat-tolerant lettuce in the middle of this, and I place a row of corn, hopefully to shade, and see how the lettuce does. I don't really know how it's going to do in the summer, but we'll see. Over here, I have cucumbers I'm growing for pickles. Fresh pickles are so yummy and very, very easy to make. This is a bed we added, and I've started some herbs. This will be my third round of herbs this season. Can never have enough herbs. As you can see, the bed, the rods come up. These two long beds here, we just prepared. We just pulled out of here all of our winter stuff that was finished. And that was greens and bok choy and arugula and lettuce, all kinds of romaine. But of course, a lot of that stuff starts to bolt when it gets too hot. So we're now ready to plant something different here, which will be melons and all kinds of summer-loving vegetables. But then in the end of August, these beds will have our fall crops, which we'll replant again with greens and arugula and lettuce and such. As you can see, the drip irrigation runs along the side, and we put the heads there, and we're watering this dirt because we have earthworms in there, and the earthworms will multiply really fast, and they'll leave worm castings, which will be excellent fertilizer for our plants. This is a perfect example of what happens when you ask somebody to put a bed up and they forget to put the weed block underneath. Everything is so rich in fertilizer that the grass loves it too. And the weeds. In here, we still have a couple of onions. I grew a lot of onions in here. And I just left them in here to keep them fresh. But there's a beautiful onion and so sweet. Here is my eggplant, and which the Japanese beetles love. So I have to fight a lot to keep the Japanese beetles off. And you can see the beautiful eggplant. I can't wait to eat that. We come around over here, and these are peppers. We have red peppers here. Then we have some yellow peppers, and look how beautiful those peppers look. So what we do is we get the bed ready. We put plants in. In this bed, I think I started with plants or seeds. The eggplant was seeds. And then we come back in and we put the soil in, which is part peat, part topsoil, manure. And then we come in and add the lines. We put stakes to support the fruit. We put the stakes in early so that we don't have to come in and mess with the plant too much. Oh, I forgot to show you. These are our beans, our spring beans. As you can see, we had a visitor, a deer, which is why you see these plastic bags around, hoping to keep them off. And we use a few sprays, but obviously I didn't get to this fast enough. And because we live on 30 acres and in the country, we have a lot of deer. But you could see, I did pick quite a bit, and then I just let it go, and right next to it I've already started my second round of beans because I love beans. I'll take part of it and I'll freeze part of them. They're delicious. And over there, my tomatoes, which we'll be starting up some more tomatoes soon. Cherry tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, you name it. And you can see we have a live trap over there for this very big rabbit that doesn't care what we spray or what we put around here. He just loves to come in and eat my stuff. And that's it. You can have a raised bed too. You could do it yourself, or we'll do it for you. This right here is the setup for watering my raised bed garden down here. As you can see, we have a manifold because we still have to water pigs and horses, and they all get watered from this hydrant too. So we have a pressure valve so that water doesn't come out too fast. And we have a filter. And right here we have a very simple timer. And what happens is I have my timer set to do my vegetables twice a day. In the middle of the night and again in the heat of the day because it's summer, and tomatoes and cucumbers and things like that really do like to drink a lot when it's hot. So what is missing here is a fertilizer injector that will get attached to this, and feed compost tea or some kind of natural fertilizer every time it waters to the plants. But I had already put lots of manure and fertilizers in the soils beforehand. But I will be putting the fertilizer injector on soon because I don't want to disturb the soil now. And that's the end of that.